Le chef français. Retired people are boring, said the exuberant, outgoing, lovely, world-renowned chef named Julia Child. Julia Child changed the way Americans cooked and helped shape the culinary world by her attitude for, commitment to, and techniques regarding French cooking. Born on August 15, 1912 in sunny Pasadena, California, Julia was the oldest child in the McWilliams family. Fortunately, her family was moderately wealthy, so she was able to attend many schools for great education, such as Catherine Branson's boarding school for girls and Country Smith College, the same college her mom went to. After school, a job at W&J Furniture Company, a boyfriend, and the death of her mother, with a heavy heart, she tried to pursue her dreams of working for the Navy, but she was too tall. To help her deal with the hard times, she volunteered her time at the Pasadena Red Cross, doing office work for the Emergency Response Organization. Bored with that, she began working for the Office of Strategic Services, the OSS, or what is now called the Central Intelligence Agency, CIA. During her time at the OSS, she traveled to many places such as Kandy, Ceylon, where she met her husband, Paul Child. They happily moved back to Washington, D.C., where Julia first started cooking. It's hard to believe that Julia Child was a horrible cook when she first started. In fact, while she loved eating, she only became interested with cooking when she became bored of being a housewife. She took cooking lessons from her neighbor, but even still, most of her meals for Paul either ended up in the trash or started a kitchen fire. As fate would have it, Paul immediately got transferred to Paris, France, where Julia enrolled in Le Cordon Bleu, the most famous cooking school in the world. Every day she learned more and more about French cooking. Whether peeling potatoes, sautéing veggies, or tying a blue ribbon around her chicken, she was always busy in the kitchen. As months passed by and techniques were mastered, Julia graduated from Le Cordon Bleu, but she was left with a feeling of wanting more. She embraced that feeling and joined Le Cercle des Gourmets, a small group of food-loving women fascinated by the French style of cooking. In the small group, Julia met what would be her best friend for a very long time, Simca Fischbacher. Their friendship grew as much as their love of food, so they decided to write a cookbook, with one other member in the Cercle des Gourmets. Her name was Louisette Berthel. The trio spent hours and hours each day experimenting with different recipes to create their own. After 7 years of creating recipes, they finally finished a rough draft of a French cookbook for American chefs, complete with 750 pages. A rejection from the publishing company Houghton Mifflin definitely put them in a slump, but their trusty friend Avis did not give up. She sent the copy to a publishing company, Knopf, where Judith Jones, an editor at Knopf, rescued it from the trash like she did with Anne Frank's diary. It was soon published and made into a bestseller. The cookbook was called Mastering the Art of French Cooking. Because of her outstanding cookbook, Julia traveled everywhere to promote her book, including Boston, where Julia and Paul moved to. Boston is also where Julia became a celebrity, starring in her own cooking show, The French Chef. People loved the show, and people adored Julia's connection with the viewers. In her show, sometimes she would mess up. No big deal. Julia just showed the viewers how to fix the mistakes. Bon appetit, she would say at the end of each show. After a few seasons of The French Chef, she decided she was not ever going to retire. After all, retired people are boring. At 87 years of age, she wrote her last of many cookbooks, Julia's Kitchen Wisdom. By the age of 90, Julia wrote her last book, My Life in France. One day, a doctor told her that Julia would have to have a treatment because of an infection from eating too much butter and wine. But since the treatment would deprive her of her bubbly energy, she refused it. On August 13, 2004, she went to take a nap and died peacefully in her sleep. Julia Child has impacted the world through her cookbooks, TV shows, and just being alive. So to show people still care and to show her legacy lives on, Julia and Julie, which starring Meryl Streep as Julia Child, was made. It was a movie about a young woman inspired by Julia Child and her cookbook. The movie also included a biography of Julia's life. Another way her spirit lives is that on her 100th birthday, restaurants around the world included Julia's recipes on their menus. In conclusion, Julia Child is my idol and a wonderful person who showed commitment and passion to the culinary arts.